Right, it is exactly 9 p.m. East African time. Good evening and many thanks for entrusting EBN TV. We keep you up to speed with what's making headlines from across our 47 counties and of course across our borders as far as news is concerned. Do stay with me for the next couple of minutes even as we unpack what we've got in store for you this particular evening as far as news is concerned. We've got plenty lined up for you, but first things first, here are the day's top stories.
Be extending credit to SHA. And the reason is, as we have said, we have already proven that SHA is a bad borrower and a bad debtor. We will not be extending credit.
Tonight on EBN Prime Edition, Rupha suspends use of Social Health Authority, citing financial unsustainability and lack of government response to its concerns. Litin boys closed indefinitely after night of unrest after an alleged denial to watch the highly anticipated Arsenal versus Manchester City derby.
We wish to inform Kenyans that the term limit cannot be extended without a referendum, and yet the same parliament has not enacted a referendum law for the last 15 years.
Activist opposed term limit extension argues that term limits are a cornerstone of Kenya's democracy and cannot be altered through a parliamentary process.
Kuna pali kuna wasiwasi pigia ofisi yangu hata niite vile mmeniita leo tuongelezane muweze kuelewa ni nini.
And DCC assures Likoni traders of fair consultation in ferry terminus project. Alright, we're live across our social media platforms, that is on Facebook, on YouTube, and as well, and you can as well send us your feedback through our SMS line, that is 23059. My name is Macharia. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Laura Omondi, and EBN Prime Edition starts now. Now, the Rural and Urban Private Hospital Association of Kenya, that is Rupha, has announced the immediate suspension of the use of Social Health Authority, that is SHA credit, in all its member facilities, citing financial unsustainability and lack of government response to its concerns. In a statement issued on Monday, Rupha said the decision follows the expiry of a 2-week notice given to the government to address pending issues, including the settlement of over 10 billion Kenya shillings owed to private hospitals. Now, the association accused the Ministry of Health of failing to engage meaningfully with stakeholders and called for review of actions taken under the guise of fighting graft, which they claim have hurt service delivery.
Emergency services and some critical services, we will not be extending credit to SHA. And the reason is, as we have said, we have already proven that SHA is a bad borrower and a bad debtor. This was anybody who knows that when you are being conned by someone, you must draw the line at being conned. So SHA has already received credit from us as hospitals worth 76 billion. Surely, how much more credit does SHA want? And then, the only thing we have reaped from SHA is the minister going out there to call hospitals cartels, fraudsters, thieves. You know, while hospitals have been supporting him to deliver his mandate, all he does is call them thieves and cartels. So we have said enough is enough. We are not going to be extending credit to ungrateful people who have proven themselves to be unable to meet their obligation.
Now, civil society activists have issued a strong warning to members of parliament and senators against any attempt to extend presidential term limits without a public referendum. In a statement to the press, the activists argued that the term limits are a cornerstone of Kenya's democracy and cannot be altered through parliamentary process. They criticized Parliament for failing to enact a referendum law despite having had more than 15 years to do so. The activists also voiced opposition to the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill of 2024, which is currently before the National Assembly. The bill seeks to entrench the National Government Constituency Development Fund, that is the NGCDF, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, that is NGAF, and the Senate Oversight Fund into the Constitution.
We wish to inform Kenyans that the term limit cannot be extended without a referendum, And yet the same parliament has not enacted a referendum law for the last 15 years. We urge all Kenyans to reject any attempt by parliament and the executive to enact backdoor constitutional amendment of the senators, governors, the 290 members of the National Assembly, 12 nominated members of the National Assembly, the 47 county women members of the National Assembly, and members of the 47 county assemblies. 2, we shall consistently and persistently lobby and advocate for the mass rejection of the Constitution of Kenya Amendment Bill 2024 June 2025 National Assembly bills. The bill seeks to entrench the National Government Constituencies Fund, NGCDF, the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, famously known as NGAF, and the Senate Oversight Fund.
Why are we against that? One, any form or alteration of the Constitution, especially on the structure of government and extension of the term, requires a referendum. Unfortunately, we don't have a referendum law, and the same parliament has not passed it, and that alone cannot allow them to proceed. Secondly, parliament, through a stage managed process, also want to entrench 3 funds: National Affirmative Action Fund, National Government Constituency Development Fund, and Senate Oversight Fund into the Constitution. Unfortunately, we cannot alter provisions of Chapter 12 of the Constitution on Public Finance without going through a referendum, which again we don't have a law. So we don't support that particular process.
Right now, let's talk matters politics. And Kapsaret Member of Parliament Oscar Sudi has criticized former Deputy President and Democracy for Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua for accusing President William Ruto of tribalism following changes at the helm of the Kenya Electricity Transmission Company, that is KETRACO. Gachagua had faulted the president for appointing engineer Kipkemoi Kibias as the new KETRACO boss, while dismissing Dr. John Mwoki Mativo, whose tenure was cut short less than 2 years after his appointment. Now, the former DP alleged that the move was tribal and intended to favor individuals from the president's community. In a sharp rebuttal, Sudi dismissed Gachagua's remarks, accusing him of being one of promoting tribal politics. Now, the Kapsaret legislator defended the president's decision, saying his appointments should be based on competence and the ability to deliver, not ethnicity.
Umefuta kazi Mativo, CEO wa KETRACO. Umeweka Keboi, mtu ya kwenu. Adenu unakuja hapa kusomea Wakamba, kusomea viongozi hawa. Na unakuja tu kuwachekelea. Ni madharau si madharau? Why couldn't you wait? Kwanza ukuje, ufute huyu Mativo kesho. You don't sack him the same day you are coming to Machakos. And then wewe unaita sisi wa kabila. Why didn't you look for another Kamba? Hata uliza Kawaya hawa vibaraka yako. Kunaweza kosekana Mkamba moja? Akuje engineer asaidie pale. Umeweka mtu ya jamii yako.
Unaona ule mwenda simu ule tulifukuza ule alikuwa naibu wa rais wetu. Ule mtu wa Munyoro. Umeona huko Ukambani anaongea matope. Anasema ati KETRACO imetolewa Mkamba, wameweka Mkalenjin. Mimi nataka nikuambie wewe Munyoro, nyamaza. Kwa sababu tukisema leo tunatoa list katika nchi ya Kenya, kuna watu waisi ongea. Tukisema leo tutoe list ya lugha zaidi ya 45, ni nani yako kasi mahali fulani, ni nani ni MD mahali fulani, ni nani waziri mahali fulani, ni nani PS mahali fulani, mpaka wale wadogo wewe huwezi ukaongea siku nyingine. So funga mdomo yako, usiharibie ndugu zako makazi wako nazo, usiharibie watu wako na unajua, kwa sababu ukienda hiyo barabara tutatoa list na tuuliza wa Kenya, kwa sababu kuna wa Kenya hawana nafasi. Juzi kwa hii serikali ya William Ruto ndiye amejua Mrendile yako pale, Mturkana yako pale, Mnani yako pale, wamepata makazi. Sasa usifanye hii siasa ya ukabila ya ujinga. Na nilikuambia wewe funga mdomo. Ukajifanya mjuaji, sasa huko nyumbani unapiga nduru. Na utapiga nduru 2032, utapiga nduru 2042, mpaka uzikwe au uwezi ongoza nchi hii kwa sababu wewe ni mkabila mchafu sana. So wewe funga mdomo. Tukiweka listi hapo kuna watu wataumia.
Right, at the same time, former Bungoma Governor Wycliffe Wangamati has called on the National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula to use his current position to drive development in Western Kenya, particularly Bungoma County, instead of focusing on a presidential bid for 2032. Speaking to journalists, Wangamati said Wetangula holds significant influence over budgetary allocations and should prioritize channeling resources to key development projects that would uplift the region. Now, the former governor further urged the Bungoma politics to delinked from partisan interest, urging that political divisions have slowed down development in the county for many years. He encouraged residents to be more vigilant and informed when voting in future elections.
The total projects that the president spoke about, Zamranga, was 25 billion Kenya shillings. Sasa, wewe mara mingi unatuambia kwamba hii Bungoma County ndio ilifanya rais akakuwa rais. Sasa hizi tuambie kwa budget ya development 700 billion haionekani. Hakuna kitu umeletea watu wa Bungoma hapa. Most of these projects zenye mnatembea nazo hapa Bungoma ni projects zilianzishwa na Wycliffe Wangamati. Wewe ukiwa speaker, third in command, hata uwezi tafuta kwa hiyo budget bilioni 10 peke yake uletee watu wa Bungoma kila mwaka. Sasa hizi ameanza kutuambia tukae tuongoje mpaka 2032. We give him another 7 years on top of the 35 years that tumempatia. Kama mnataka maendeleo hii Bungoma, because I worked with this guy. Nimeona vile nimekuwa county, nimeona vile MCAs wa Ford Kenya wana behave. Sasa hizi nimetoka county 3 years, nyinyi wenyewe mnaweza jitambulia hakuna kitu inaendelea katika county ya Bungoma. So nataka kuuliza watu wa Bungoma that come 2027, tafadhali, kama tunataka maendeleo hii Bungoma, Ford Kenya must go. Na sasa nimeona juzi tena madharau yenye speaker ako nayo, anatuletea ndugu yake asimame ugavana hapa Bungoma. We are saying clearly that sisi kama wana Bungoma, maneno ya monarchy, maneno ya kingdom, maneno ya project ya Ford Kenya hatutaki hapa Bungoma. There is a by-election ya Chwele Kabuchai coming on 27th of November, na tunataka kuuliza watu wote wajitokeze, kwa sababu hatutaki mtu kwanza kututisha using threats, using violence, using intimidation kwa sisi tuweze enda tukapigia mtu mwenye tunataka kura. We will be there to campaign, and we want to encourage every single person that we must go and exercise our democratic rights the way we should.
Right, moving on, Teen Boys High School in Bureti constituency, Kericho County, has been closed indefinitely following a violent night of student unrest, allegedly sparked by the denial of permission to watch the highly anticipated Arsenal versus Manchester City derby. Now, the Sunday night chaos left extensive damage to school property, with students vandalizing dormitory windows, classrooms, and sections of the dining hall. Desks were overturned, books scattered, and light fixtures destroyed, disrupting normal learning activities. Right. Now, ODM leader Raila Odinga has announced that the Orange Democratic Movement is yet to decide whether it will field a presidential candidate in the 2027 general elections. Now, speaking during the ODM National Assembly Parliamentary Group meeting held in Machakos County, Odinga said the party will communicate its position to members at an appropriate time, stressing that the final decision will be made in 2027. The remarks came amid speculations about ODM's political strategy ahead of the 2027 and who the party might front to succeed President William Ruto should it decide to participate in the race.
And look at what we have signed. And we must remain as ODM. And we've signed and agreed that we'll work together up to 2027. You have not passed any resolution as a party to say how we're going to go into the election of 2027. So wherever you are, don't commit the party to some things which have not been discussed. Let those things be discussed first. We are ODM. Who's told you that ODM will not have a candidate in 2027? Who has told you? So first, think as ODM. We have a clear plan that we have negotiated and we have agreed on, and let us continue to implement that plan. Other decisions we'll take when the time comes.
All right, it is exactly 16 minutes past the top of the hour. We are due for a short breather here on EBN Prime Edition, but we'll be back with much more.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world. You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
EBN TV cares about the growth of your business. To advertise with us, call 0725 386 501 or 0740 653 453. EBN TV, transforming your world.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
From Nairobi, Kenya, this is EBN TV.
You are watching EBN TV, transforming your world.
All right, welcome back. And ODM Kakamega County Chairperson and Governor Fernandez Barasa has announced that the Orange Democratic Movement will back United Democratic Alliance, that is UDA candidate David Ndakwa, in the upcoming Malava parliamentary by-election. Now speaking in Malava during a homecoming ceremony for County Executive Committee member for Social Services, Youth and Culture Jacqueline Masicha Kakai, Barasa said the decision demonstrates ODM's commitment to working with the ruling party, UDA. Now, he further urged ODM supporters in Malava constituency to fully rally behind Ndakwa, assuring that the party's structures will support his bid for the seat.
Sisi kama wana ODM, kwa sababu tumatilia mkazo mambo ya serikali jumulishi, yani broad based, tulisema hatutaweka candidate hapa Malava. Na tuko nyuma ya candidate wetu wa broad based ambaye ni Mheshimiwa David Ndakwa aka Obama.
Raila Amolo Odinga alisema we are not fielding a candidate in Malava kwa heshima ya broad based government. Kwa hivyo tumepata candidate wetu ambaye ni broad based government ambaye ni nani? Ndakwa. Na watu wote wa ODM, watu wote wa ODM wataunga Ndakwa mkono.
Right now, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, that is the EACC, has issued a stern warning to Kakamega members of County Assembly against interfering with the awarding of tenders and irregular recruitment of relatives in county projects. Now, speaking during a stakeholders meeting in Kakamega County, EACC officials cautioned the MCAs of alleged attempts to force county officials to award tenders to their preferred contractors, a move that undermines transparency and fair competition. Now, the anti-graft agency revealed that it has launched investigations into 1.4 billion Kenya shillings procurement scandal in the county, saying the findings indicate widespread irregularities in tendering processes.
Some counties in this region, and the yours is not spared, MCAs demand to do all the works, to get all the tenders for works in their respective wards. MCAs also demand for irregular recruitment of their relatives. Somebody comes with the 2, 3, everybody wanting a share of whatever positions are advertised. And when the county executive does not meet those demands, then its officials are threatened with impeachment and other sanctions. We have seen in this region cases where even governors have had to transfer some CC members to other dockets for fear of that threat of impeachment or other sanctions by county assemblies who are demanding that they must do all the tenders in their wards. As a result of that blackmail by county assemblies to get those tenders and have their relatives recruited, the responsibility of county assemblies to exercise oversight of accountability in the executive has been compromised. And when we do not have effective oversight by the county assembly as required under the law, then corruption thrives to be done in such cases. You may be aware that in the last 1 month we have initiated investigations targeting 6 MCAs in Bungoma who used 41 proxy companies linked to their associates and family members to do tenders worth 144 million Kenya shillings.
We shall continue working with EACC to ensure that corruption is totally eradicated, not just in Kakamega alone, but in the entire country. Like I said earlier, we have enough to eat. There's no need of somebody having 2 million acres of land to do what? After all, the big families that were having those kind of things now have, they died, and the boys have sold all those things and they've drunk all the money.
Now, Likoni Deputy County Commissioner Matthew Wambugu has assured traders and matatu operators at the Likoni Ferry Terminus that no one will be displaced without proper public participation ahead of the upcoming Traffic Circulation Management Plan project. Now, the assurance came after traders threatened to stage protest over what they termed as inadequate involvement in the project, which is said to affect more than 3,000 traders and matatu operators. Speaking during a meeting convened in Likoni to diffuse tensions, Wambugu confirmed that the public participation process will take place in 3 stages before construction begins.
Kama kuna jambo, kuna pali, kuna wasiwasi, ingia ofisi yangu. Hata niite vile mmeniita leo. Tuongelezane muweze kuelewa ni nini inaendelea. Ila nataka kuhakikishia ni kwamba hata kama unaambiwa ni mwezi moja, hakuna mtu anakuja kukutoa pale na kukupeleka barabara. Hiyo ni kukuja tu kuangalia ni wapi wanakuja kuweka, kwa sababu hii mradi iko na phases mingi. Kuna pahali ya kujengea watu ya kukaa, kuna kuimprove barabara, kuna pahali ya watu ya tuktuk, kuna pahali ya watu ya shai, kuna hao watu ya stall. Hiyo watu yote haijengwi na siku moja, pengine hata haitaanza pengine mwaka huu, sijui. Lakini vile nasema watu waendelee kufanya biashara zao bila wasiwasi. Hakuna mtu atavurushwa apelekwe barabara bila kuonyeshwa pahali sehemu mbadala. Ni sawa? hii maneno tusiigize siasa tafadhali. Najua kuna watu wanaweza kuigiza siasa kwa hii. Tusiigize siasa tafadhali.
Chini ya mwezi mmoja hapa mahali kuna watu ambao wameishi. Wacha hiyo kwamba walitengeza juzi. Sisi tumeishi hapa kutoka tukiwa wadogo mpaka biashara zetu ziko hapa. Tumekuja tumeungana na Kenya Ferry na tukafanya kazi kwa watu wamoja. Wakiwa na shida wananipigia simu. Hakuna mtu ana namba yangu huko. Wote wana namba yangu na wananifahamu vizuri. Wakiwa na shida wananipigia, nikiwa na shida nawapigia. Lakini kitu cha kutushangaza ni kwamba waliweka mkutano juzi tarehe 18 kusema kwamba walikaa na stakeholders wote walikuwa ni wenye watakuwa affected, ambapo hakuna mtu hata mmoja alihusika.
Lakini mradi ule ulienda ukakaliwa kando kinyume na wahusika ambao wataathirika. Tofauti ya licha kwamba sisi ni wafanyikazi na wakazi wa Likoni ni kwamba tumekuwa hapa miaka mingi na hatuna mahali kwingine kwa kwenda kufanya kazi isipokuwa wangelitaka vizuri wangelishirikiana na sisi. Kuanzia ofisi ya mbunge, ofisi ya rais na ofisi ya Kenya Port. Sisi ombi letu ni kwamba ofisi ya Kenya Port, ofisi ya usafiri ambayo ni ya Bwana Chirichiri, kama atapata ujumbe ya wafanyabiashara wa Likoni, kama manager director wa Kenya Port hatapatikana hivi, ampigie simu amwambie sisi tunahitaji MD wa Kenya Port mwenyewe akuje hapa mahali. Hiyo ndo maneno tumekaa chini na DCC. Manake ilikuwa tumepanga leo ya kwamba barabara na usafiri wote wa Kenya Port tulikuwa tunaenda kuufunga.
Pokea habari hizi kwa mshangao, maana hatukujulishwa. Tulifanya tu kuona kwa mitandao kwamba tumebakishiwa siku za kuhesabu ambapo ni mwezi mmoja watu waondoke hapa. Na tukiangalia ukweli hatukutendewa haki kwa sababu sisi tumeishi hapa miaka mingi kama
Right, now let's get sporty. And former Red Bull Racing Team principal Christian Horner has formally exited the Formula One outfit after agreeing to a reported £52 million severance package, one of the largest payouts in sporting history. In a statement on his departure, Red Bull did not disclose financial details, but sources close to the team confirmed that the figure. Now, Horner, 51-year-old, had been team principal since the team's inception in 2005, steering them to 8 drivers' championships and 6 constructors' titles. His departure follows a turbulent 18 months that began with sexual harassment allegations made public in February 2024 by a female employee. Horner was twice cleared, first after an internal investigation and then on appeal, but the controversy triggered a power struggle inside Red Bull that coincided with declining on-track performance. The turmoil led to the exit of key figures, including legendary car designer Adrian Newey in April 2024 and longtime sporting director Jonathan Whitley in July, who has since joined as Suba as team principal ahead of their Audi transition. Head of strategy will also resign and is set to join McLaren. Right, now let's talk matters golf. And 6 golfers from Nanyuki Sports Club have secured their spots in the NCBA Golf Series Grand Finale after delivering stellar performance during the qualifier held yesterday at the club's 9-hole course. Now, the coveted slots went to overall gross winners Cyprian Bondi and Purity Githui, alongside Division 1 winner Gabriel Mwingwi, Division 2 winner Mugira Mudhuri, Division 3 winner Gaderu Washira, and junior winner Robin Bebington. Now, they will now present Nanyuki at the season-ending finale slated for November 28th at Muthaiga Golf Club.
Key focus for us and our commitment to the sport remain as strong as ever. Tomorrow we have our US Kids Golf, which we are sponsoring through our partnership with the Junior Golf Foundation, taking place at Sigona Golf Club. Apart from Junior Golf, we continue to work hand in hand with the Kenya Golf Union, and have also collaborated with the professional golfers of Kenya to strengthen the development of the sport at a professional level. We believe that this sport has the power to bring people together and build the character and inspire community. This is why we embrace the transformative aspect. Ladies and gentlemen, as we applaud your achievement on the course, I would like to take a moment to highlight how NCBA supports you beyond golf through a range of tailored financial solutions designed to empower you and your business. At NCBA, we are dedicated to empowering you beyond golf, both personally, professionally, through innovative financial solutions designed to support your growth and financial security.
We will continue with this kind of sponsorship because it's a great way for people to mix and socialize and get to know perhaps new people as well as old relationships. As you were told, I'm very new here. I've been in Kenya for 4 months, and the previous time I was here was in 1989 for my honeymoon, so it's been rather a gap. But I am truly delighted with what I've seen so far. I've been able to travel outside of Nairobi to a few areas, but none quite like the coast region. The warmth and breadth of what you have here is staggering. I know it's a big agricultural community, and one of the things I've been doing is going around lots of customers and about 3 or 4 branches to hear firsthand what it is that you need this bank to do. Why is a foreigner standing here as the managing director, you might be asking? The reason is that the board wanted to have some international experience brought in to how the bank looks and deals with customers going forward. Every bank will tell you that we have a wonderful relationship, we have the best products, best pricing, but they wanted to see whether
Right, it is exactly 32 minutes past the top of the hour. Many thanks for, of course, keeping us company until this particular minute. You're now up to speed, those making headlines from across our 47 counties, of course, in the world of sports. Do have yourself a good night. Our sign language interpreter tonight has been Laura Mondi. My name is Martin Macharia. Do have yourself a lovely night, and as always, let's do this again when God says we do.